Call the Select Board meeting of Monday, August 4th, 2025 to order at 6:03 p.m. We'll start with a public hearing. We have a new business license for Ryan's Digital Marketing located at 33 Vista Way. Is there anybody here that would like to speak for that? Yep, go ahead, come up to the podium, please.
How's it going, everyone? I'm pretty much just coming up to see if you guys have any questions or concerns about my business.
I don't.
No?
No.
Okay.
Colin, you got anything?
Hey Ted, no, I'm good. Thanks, brother.
All right. Just for a short recap, my main goal for my business is to pretty much help all the small businesses out in the town. What I do is I go to these business locations, I film for an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on the type of video. And then at home, which is what the location is on the paper, that's where I do all the fun stuff, all the editing, all the publishing, and all that sort of fun stuff. So.
Do you have a website you can share? Or?
Yep, I have an Instagram, that's Ryan's Digital Marketing.
Okay.
I also did create a TikTok account, but more to come soon.
Okay, great.
So, thank you.
All right, thanks. We have a liquor license for Gary's Old Town Tavern, located at 678 Roosevelt Trail. Anybody here from Gary's? No, don't see anybody. You guys have any questions on the application? Colin, good? Okay.
Nope, you're good.
An outdoor entertainment application for Naples Methodist Church of Good Fellowship to hold a community block party on the Village Green Saturday, September 20th, 2025 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Anybody want to speak for that? You may.
We would like to have a block party like we have had several years. We have a brand new band that's going to come, and it's a great thing for our community.
Sure.
And that's what we have it for, is our community.
Sure.
So.
Great. Any questions on the application from anybody?
Sounds great.
No. Colin?
I'm good.
You good? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And we also have an outdoor entertainment application for Causeway Concert Series to be held at the Causeway Marina, scheduled for Labor Day weekend, August 31st. I don't see anybody here from Causeway. You want to speak?
No, it's just the same as last year,
Okay,
just 11 to 5.
okay. That's good to know, 11 to 5. Any questions on the application, if anybody? Colin, all set?
I'm good.
All right, good. We'll move on to the meeting. We'll please rise, salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As far as attendance, you can see that Colin is joining us remotely. We will have to ask him separately for a vote when the time comes. Review of the meeting minutes from July 14th. Need a motion and a second.
I make a motion to accept the minutes of July 14th.
Second.
Kevin beat you to it, Colin.
It's all good.
Any omissions, any changes? No. Everybody good? All in favor? Aye. Colin?
I via Zoom.
5-0. Town manager report. And also discussing the purchaser policy and the Boston Post policy.
Yeah, just for future reference, when I want you guys to vote on something, where should it be on the agenda? Where would you like it? Or does it need to be?
It would be an agenda item if we vote on it.
Okay, so should it be under, where should it be? New business?
It would be either new or old business, that is correct.
Okay, all right. So I tried to send out the town manager's report in ahead of time because there's so much stuff on there. I don't want to chew up too much of the meeting going over it. A couple of things I want to bring your attention to. The first one is the proposed rec center. They're got a really nice rendering of what it's gonna look like. We've also been working on financing options, different banks, what the rates would be for that sort of thing. And then Sebago Technics did go and dig, I think, 6 pits over at the Legion site. And they're working on the soil analysis and initial site plan for that. I think I was told we would have it in a couple more days. So originally it was due on the 4th. I think we're supposed to get it in a couple days. On the fiber optics, wanted to let you know we did sign the contract on that, and we gave them the down payment, so that's in process. I think they're gonna do Casco first, and then they're gonna come back and do us. We gotta go into executive session at the end of the meeting to talk about some things related to the Eads Falls Dam and a conversation I've had with the town lawyer. Let me see. Ken Norton, I would like you guys permission to move forward with putting a simple stone wall and a picnic table on at the Eads Falls site. It's what we sent out to bid back in 2024. Ken's got a very similar plan, trying to keep the costs down. Trouts Unlimited is supposed to be paying for all of that, but we're still trying to keep the cost of it down. Let me see what else I want to really highlight here. Historical Society building, all the maintenance has been done on that, so if you get a chance, walk around. The guy did a really nice job. Did quite a bit of stuff back there. Did more than what he originally quoted and didn't charge us more either. And then the next thing we're going to work on is the back of the town hall. If you walk out there, you'll see the siding has been destroyed down low, which is going to allow water into the building. So we're going to get that fixed up. It'll be better than new when he's done. And then the pickleball courts, those have been cleaned and lined. New lines painted on them, so that's done for this year. Ditching is going on. Songo School Road has been completed and the Gore Road is in process. They did a very nice job down there. If you haven't gotten down there and seen it, take a look at it. And then I'm going to come back to the fireworks thing later. Clerk's office, the 306 of the 30-day tax lien notices have gone out and people are starting to come in and pay those off. Those are automatic foreclosures. For those of you who don't know how that works, once you put a lien on 30 days later, the foreclosure is automatic. So, and at that point, the town owns it unless we make an arrangement with them to have them pay it off. So, from HR standpoint, we've switched over from Harvard Pilgrim to Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. The cost was going to go up with Harvard Pilgrim, and Blue Cross Blue Shield is holding the cost for the town. Plus, for all of the employees that are on it, there's a lot more of the providers in Maine are in network, so it reduces the cost. So that was a win-win. Planning to move to Delta Dental on 9/1. That is another win-win. It's a lower cost of the town, but the plan is much better than what we currently have. And then the auditor report looks like for 2024, they'll be done with that probably early September. So they're just going. They've finished most of the audit. Now it's kind of the cleanup details at the end of the audit. And then on the pyrotechnics, for July 4th of next year, need you guys to give us permission to move forward on that. Cost is going to go up. They're citing it due to tariffs. Said he held the price, even though the cost of things had gone up because we had a contract in place, but he said he couldn't hold it for the next contract. So fairly substantial increase there. And then they can support doing something on October 11th if we would like. And that happens to line up with Oktoberfest. I don't know if anybody realized that, but that would be kind of a smashing end to that. So we need your permission to move forward on that. And for Colin, Steve and I are working on the equipment rotation plan, pretty well into that. It's coming out nice. And then we're also working on one for the fire department. Just a heads up, one of the ambulances is due for replacement in 2026. And the new bottle filling station is in service. Trying to see if another fire department wants the old one. And then we already talked about the Kent's Landing need approval for that. You've got the Boston cane policy in front of you. I did modify that based on some feedback from the Historic Society. Also the purchasing policy. And then Steve would like permission to purchase a 2011 Mack Wheeler from Freightliner in Freiburg. It has 77,000 miles on it. It's in really good shape. The cost on that's 48 grand, of which most of that is sitting in the reserve account. And not immediately, but later on, this is kind of a heads up. One of the trucks that we have is a 1995, and he would like to replace that on a lease payment through Androscoggin Bank. And that would work out to about $12,500 a year. Other than that, there's a lot more detail in the report if you're interested.
All right, I'm gonna pardon you this time because you didn't know where to put this stuff. But as
Yep.
far as the purchasing policy and Boston Post policy, I don't see why that can't wait until our next meeting.
Okay.
But there's a couple of things that we should act on. We've talked about the fireworks for the last couple of meetings, and we finally do have some numbers from Randy. Colin, I've talked to Colin a little bit about it too, and he actually had a real good idea. If you don't mind me repeating it, Colin, there was 22,800 left over in our selectmen's account. And Colin's idea was to award $15,000 for Oktoberfest, which is October 11th. And the balance we would put towards next year's show because we want to make that a bigger show because it's a 250th anniversary.
Okay.
And then raise whatever we need through the budget process to cover the additional expense. So, you want to make that a motion, Colin, now that I've spilled the beans? Because it was your idea, I just blurbed about it.
I guess I'll make a motion, if somebody wants a second, we can discuss it, but, I make a motion that we expend the remaining select board funds from 2020, was that 4 budget?
5.
5.
5 budget, sorry, for fireworks show, to coincide with Oktoberfest, October 11th, and then to plus up the 250th show on July 4th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Now discuss.
So, my only question, I guess, to that, Teddy, is, and this is probably more for Randy, do we need to go into contract with pyrotechnics company? I know our last contract was 3 years. Is that something we should be exploring while we're talking about next year's fireworks already? Is that something possible, or should we just move ahead with this now and then we'll discuss contract afterwards?
I would say my recommendation would be to just do the 1 year, and then between now and then, we talk about a 3-year again, but just to get it moving.
Okay.
Yeah, block it in.
We do have a contract for the next year.
No, we don't actually. This
When
was-
does that end? When does that end?
It expired in July.
Oh, it did, okay,
Yeah.
so you'll need to strike a new one fairly soon for October, which
Correct.
typically in October is probably not a problem, but
Yeah.
hopefully you can work that out.
Well, if you guys are okay with holding the amount that we do next July
Yeah,
for 3 years, I could ask them about a 3-year. And then we could do a 3-year if you like.
Well, we put it out to bid 3 years ago, and there were 2 or 3
There was 2 ones no longer around. I couldn't find a second one.
also were, okay.
Yeah.
Also find them as a preferred vendor now, Kev.
yeah.
If you know of one.
No.
I couldn't find one.
Kev, start a new business, brother.
Yeah, okay.
So, Colin, when you made that motion and it was seconded by Arlene, was you okay with the numbers that I put out there? Because you didn't include that.
I am, and I'm fine with Randy's discretion figuring it out, whatever it's gotta be. I'll let him,
Yeah,
I'll let him
just,
latitude to make that
just,
call.
my thought is with us knowing that it's gonna be an increased cost next year, if we can carry some of that over to help cover the extra for next year, that would be great.
100%.
All right, any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
I also,
Me too.
need a motion to go to executive session, item number 9B, if somebody would make that motion. It's not on the agenda, so we need to add it.
I make a motion to go to executive session for item 9B.
Second.
Motion and a second to move to executive session at the end of the meeting, which will be item number 9B. All in favor?
Aye.
Colin?
Might be a Zoom.
Great. And the last one, the truck that is for sale in Freiburg. All I can tell you is, I'm not gonna make the motion. I will certainly vote for it if it is made a motion, but that's a good deal.
And I make the motion to approve the purchase of the 2011 Mack Wheeler from Freightliner of Maine
For $48,000.
for $48,000 out of the capital reserve line of the maintenance department equipment.
We have a motion.
Second.
Motion is seconded by Colin. Any questions?
No.
And I'll tell you my knowledge of these trucks. I've worked with them for 28 years. I know this is a good deal. And I also did go down and watch the process on Songle School Road, and they're ditching with a 1-ton dump truck, and they will save 3 times the amount of time with a bigger truck. They have an excavator big enough to do the work. They just don't have a truck big enough to do the work. And what they did down there for, I think it was 10 days, they could probably do in 4 days. Time is money.
Yep.
That's all I'll say. So we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry. I'm an aye. I was just curious, the reserves, it's gonna drain that reserve, so that next budget cycle, just earmarking that we gotta replace those funds or start beefing that back up.
I think there was 75 in that fund, and we're adding 50 from this year's town meeting. So it should still be a balance of around 75.
Okay, that's fine, yeah, I'm good. I'm an aye, via Zoom.
Any que-
I'm pretty sure I just researched that last week. And it doesn't matter right now because we already voted, but now you gotta figure out how to pay for it.
You're right.
They have a trailer, they have a trailer
They do have a trailer.
to top, they have an excavator.
They, this past week, they borrowed a truck from the town of Raymond to move the excavator.
Teddy, I got a question on that.
Go ahead.
I got a question on the rec department. The original print that came out that showed the size of that building over by the Legion, taking up the pickleball court, was a certain size, but the actual building is somewhat bigger than that original design come out. Will it still fit in that area, or do we need to think about moving it across the street?
Well, I think we should leave the location open, like don't tie the building to a location, see where it's gonna work best, would be my recommendation, which, so both places are in play right now. As far as, this one's already had a site evaluation done, the other one hasn't. And nothing's changed on the size of the building. The building is the same size. The problem was when Jason did his AI to kind of show it sitting on the site, he did not get the scale of the building right.
Right.
If you look at it, he's got a rectangle where this is a square with an add-on, so the scale was way off. But nothing's actually changed on the building, it's just his rendering.
Thank you.
You know, on paper, it's a good-looking building.
It is sharp.
It is.
The inside's very sharp, too. Jim Gratello has a building almost identical to what we're talking about. We went and visited, it's very nice. Simple, but nice.
All right, moving on. Public
Hey, Teddy, I got a couple questions
Go ahead.
to the board, if that's okay.
Yep.
I just had one about the foreclosure, sending out that many notices and trying to, I guess, corral cash from people. Is there any way to mitigate that? Anybody know of a way to, I'm guessing they're just waiting to the exact last minute to do it, or they're just we don't have that many houses we're actually gonna foreclose on in town.
No, usually what happens as soon as you send out those notices, people start calling. It gets their attention, but they're following a state law process, right? State law says you will do this at this interval, you will do this at this interval, and that's all Michelle's doing. She's following the state standards for this, but usually most people come in and pay.
Just sucks, seems like an unnecessary cost when they ultimately pay anyways, it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, they end up having to pay the filing fees and the other associated costs with it, so their bill does go up.
And then I had one, last question, or I guess for consideration. Can we look at pressure washing the front of the building? I know that's come up in previous years, and somebody actually sent me a picture of it yesterday, and it was just covered with mosquitoes, and I'm sure it's that light there, but I don't know if we can get a contract service that they can once a month or something, or once a quarter, I don't know, but it's not a welcoming first appearance when you walk into town hall and see, a million dead mosquitoes.
Yeah, so the contractor we're working with, he's gonna do the back of the building first, but part of what he's gonna do is pressure wash all the buildings.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's all I had, Teddy. Thanks, sir.
If he does a good job, we can sign him up for future years.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to quote everything so that we know what it will cost
Yeah.
to do it. Yeah, we won't be able to do it this year, but we'll be prepared for next year.
I'm glad you brought that up, Colin, because my only comment on the siding on the backside of the building, it does look horrendous. Now I look at it almost every day. A lot of that stuff down lower is done from the ice coming off the roof. Are we gonna put something, those guards up on the roof so it slows that down?
I haven't talked to him about that yet, so that it's not in the quote. Just to give you an idea what he's gonna do is the bottom 4 feet, it's getting beat bad.
Yeah.
He's gonna take the bottom 4 feet off, and then he's gonna use PVC panels.
Oh.
And, which are a lot thicker, right? So we're getting, weed whackers are damaging them, and then, pushing snow against them, and then the ice curling around and hitting them is doing all that. That should take care of that. It'll have a drip edge on it, and he does pretty work.
Yeah.
So, but as part of that, I could talk to him about it. We also have to rebuild the bulkhead out there. I mean, a moose could walk through it now, it's got so many holes in it. And then also, some of the roofs have gotten torn off over the heat pumps. So now when the snow comes off the roof, it would pile right into the heat pump. So there's a bunch of stuff he's got to do back there.
And he's gonna do that this fall?
Yeah, he's supposed to start in about 2 weeks.
Okay, great.
Kudos to you, Randy. I saw the list of the museum stuff that got done. I'm looking forward to come checking that stuff out. So,
Yeah, it looks good. Ladies are very happy.
Anything else before I move on? Public participation, anybody here from the public wishing to speak? Kate?
Sorry, this is a little last minute, but I figured I'd hop down. I'm Kate Riggs. I've been working with Brian and the rec department to put together the Naples Community 5K, which takes place this Sunday on the Village Green. It's turning into a really great community event. We are still looking for volunteers, so if anyone's interested in volunteering, you can show up down here at 6:30 Sunday morning, bring your coffee. Mr. Shane has already volunteered, which is wonderful. We have quite a few wonderful people coming. We have 75 runners registered so far, so we are going to have a really good turnout. I'm very excited. We have a high school student that's been recruited to sing the national anthem. The high school art teachers have designed the t-shirts. We have tried to pull in as many community aspects for this event as possible, and we're setting up a scholarship that will be presented for a high school senior next year for the proceeds. I am here to ask, Cormier's wants to bring down their food truck and park it out here and sell breakfast sandwiches during the event. And I'm not sure I've been kind of out of the loop on meetings and how that is allowed during events, or what I need to do to make that happen. So that's my question.
Any thoughts? So,
Sounds great. I don't know about
Yeah.
the food part of it there, as far as the food trucks go, adding that to the entertainment or the event, that is. I've lost track of how we're handling.
So, Because she was unaware, we can make a one-time exception for this, but in the future, there is an application
Okay,
to fill out, and we really should have it as soon, a couple months ahead of time would be great.
okay.
All right.
Is it something I can do this week, or
Well, if we're gonna approve it, it's gotta be today.
it's gotta be today, yeah?
Yeah. But if we do approve it, I'm gonna ask you that you do go ahead and do the application and get it to Randy, so we have it on file.
Sure.
So,
And it's
again,
no pressure either way, it's just they sponsored the event, and then we kind of collaborated and came up with the idea that they could come down at 6:30 and set up to do breakfast sandwiches and coffee sales.
and it's a couple hours that they would
Couple
be here.
hours, they'd pick up at, probably 9, we'll be all wrapped up and cleaned up out here at 9:30, before the traffic hits the causeway.
Anybody?
Sounds good to me.
I need a motion if we're gonna do that. To allow them the one-time vendor use for their event from 6:30 to 9.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys, I appreciate it.
Colin,
Thank you.
any thoughts?
No, I guess I'm just curious, obviously I know this event, Kate, we've talked before.
Yeah.
This is from the rec committee, right? So this is a town sanctioned committee.
Yeah.
How does that application work? Like, we don't have Brian filling out applications to do events and stuff.
No, I would, Kate you're chairing the event, so to
It
speak.
technically is Brian. It's really Brian. I've just really worked super closely with him because I'm a runner. He's never done a running event, so it's been like us really working side by side since February on this, but it really is Brian's event. So I'm not sure. It all is falling under the rec department.
Let's prove the event and figure it out afterwards.
All I'm thinking is somebody's gotta fill out the application.
Yeah,
I-
well, there's that, but my going along with it and the fact that it's not stepping on any toes, other restaurants, establishments in town.
So bagels is coming down. They're just giving us donated bagels for like post-run carbs. But other than that, we won't have any other food on site here. We are gonna obviously promote our restaurants that sponsored us to like, hey, go get brunch at Brother Flecker's after, they gave us a really good donation. Freedom Cafe, places like that.
Good thought. Anything else, Colin?
No, I'm good.
We have a motion and a second. Who's gonna fill out the application? I
Yeah,
would
just let me know. I'll
assume
make sure it
Kate-
gets
I
done.
just assume, say, Kate, let's figure out who's gonna do it and get it done this week, so Randy has it on file.
Okay.
Whether you sign it or Brian signs it, I don't care, but
No problem.
somebody should.
If you want to come in and we can fill it right out right there with
Sure.
Katrina.
Yeah, no problem. I can come down this week.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All in favor? Aye. Colin,
I via Zoom.
5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the public? Moving on. Any adjustments to the agenda for the attendees that are here? I think most of them are coming right up in the next ABCD, so we probably don't have to move anything, if you could. Moving on to approval of licenses and permits. You can make a motion to do these one at a time, or you can do them all as a block, whatever, whoever makes the motion wants to do.
I'll make a motion to approve 6A, C, and D, new business license for Ryan's Digital Marketing, outdoor entertainment application for Naples Methodist Church, and the outdoor entertainment application for Causeway Concert Series.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve A, C, and D at this time. Any questions? Concerns? All in favor? Aye. Colin?
I via Zoom.
5-0.
I'll make a motion to approve 6B, liquor license for Gary's Old Town Tavern.
Second.
Motion and a second for the liquor license. I assume you have questions, or was you just separating that because it's a different license?
I'm just separating because I'm abstaining from it.
Okay, great. I understand. Any other questions? All in favor of 6B, the liquor license for Gary's Tavern?
Aye.
Aye.
4-0-1.
Yes, sir. I abstain via Zoom.
Under old business, we have nothing. Is there anything that's come up that we need to add in the last few days? Nothing? We're good? Under new business, we have nothing? I like it. Under 9, under other business, Joanna Moore requesting permission to put a returnable bottle bin at the American Legion for an ongoing fundraiser for Crosswalks Community Center.
This bottle redemption is not at the American Legion. All right. Everybody thinks that parking lot is all American Legion, but it actually be on town property. The American Legion has a bottle redemption. There's a road right in back of it that separates the Legion, and there's no land there. And from the ball fields all the way up to the Lions Club have a say bottle redemption. That's town property, and that's where it'll go.
Thanks for the clarification, that's
Yes.
good. So instead, if somebody makes a motion for this, they could say that it would be located at the American Legion on town property.
Right. Do we know if the Legion or even the Lions Club received a letter of notification that this was going to happen or proposed? Only reason I'm saying that because there's 2 bottle redemption bins there already.
He's from the line.
You did
There's 2 there right now, Steve?
Pardon?
There's 2 there right now?
There's one at the American Legion, all
Okay.
right? Then, I don't know, 100 feet down on the town property, the Lions has one.
Okay.
I don't think there's an issue, but, yeah,
Crosswalk is here.
right.
If you want to speak, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm here with Joanna Moore, so
Okay, does
my name is
anybody
Tamara.
want to speak to this? You're welcome to.
Do you have a specific question?
No?
Okay. This is the bottle drive, for those of you that aren't aware, is a fundraiser for Crosswalk Community Outreach, which most of you know is a self-choice food pantry here in Naples, and we're looking for a space of our own, so this is a fundraiser to directly contribute to the building fund. But we're happy to provide a letter if that's appropriate. Any other questions specifically about putting this on town property?
Hey, Teddy, I got a question.
Go ahead, Colin.
Is this a permanent bin, or is this just a temporary until the facility gets built, or is this gonna be an ongoing kind of thing, I guess?
At this time, it's ongoing because it costs a lot of money to get a building. You guys know that because you guys are building a community center or a gym. So it'd be for a period of time. I can't say that it would be gone within 6 months. It's going to take time. We are collecting bottles and cans in other ways, and we're trying to do that. However, it's getting to be hard to manage. So we have people that we have picking up things from people's homes and businesses, but this would give us another opportunity to have it in one spot, and make it easier for people to do that part of the job, because everyone is volunteers, so we're all volunteers.
I think part of Colin's question was, you plan on to continue to collect bottles after your building is built?
No, probably not.
Okay. What, was that clear, Colin? That's what I thought.
Like the lines is an ongoing thing, like they're never gonna get rid of that.
Correct.
As long as people throw bottles in, they're gonna keep collecting.
Well,
them.
it's clearly going to take us some time if the bottles come in at 5 cents a piece.
Yep.
So, but
If we wanted to have a determined amount of time and then revisit whether or not to keep it there, we could do a 6-month period or a year long and then revisit it here with all of you. That makes more sense.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, are we, I'm obviously not against fundraising for any of these causes, at all, but are we opening a bag of snakes by allowing another like bottle drive? We're gonna have a row of bottle drive boxes around on the property, and then it becomes a question of, are we affecting the aesthetics of our park, our area, recreation area, or whatever, parking. I don't think another one right now is a problem, but are we saying, well, the next, somebody's like, well, geez, now we got another one, so why can't we have another one?
Yeah, I get you.
It's not necessarily that we have this one now, but now I want to have one for something else.
we had originally thought about doing it at the town waste facility, but then all of those ended up stopping. So you know, people that did the snowmobile club and other groups that were in there, they had it for a period of time, and then other people. Now there's no dropping off of cans and bottles down there anymore. So I'm open to anything just to make it easier on our volunteers, because they're doing the pickups every week. So
So maybe if there's just one single slot, and if it's 6 months from now, or whenever the trash can's put there, 6 months from now, someone else wants to do it, that slot would then be opened up for review. I totally see where you're coming from, so maybe after 6 months' time, if someone else wants that slot, then that's something that we can sort of, that's a bridge we can cross when we get to it.
I mean, my only concern was that, not like speaking for the Legion, because I can't and I wouldn't, but make sure the parties who have businesses were notified and be able to speak to the subject, that's all. And obviously, it sounds like the Lions Club received one, so I will assume the Legion did also.
No, the Lions Club did
First I heard
not.
about it was tonight,
Oh.
because Steve talked to me about it.
Oh, I thought you said you received the letter. You
No,
didn't receive
I said
it.
it
Yeah, yeah.
And, I would appreciate a chance to have, bounce it off the Lions Club to see what they think about it. But we've already invited Crosswalk to come speak to the Lions, and I think they're gonna do it at some point. We'll probably help them on their project anyways. So, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but none of the other Lions know about it at this point.
I was under the assumption that letters went out to both parties. That's why, to be notified, that's all.
I mean, if you want us to in the future, we could, but it's not really an event, so I don't think Katrina would have done that.
Yeah.
So, when is Crosswalk planning on speaking to the Lions?
when, we were just trying to get all our information together, because we have stats and things like that to share with you. So actually, she's one of the ladies that's working on it, Tamara, so she's doing a presentation. We have a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, we had talked about that at some point. We'd like to hear that. It's something, it's obviously a great effort and a great thing. And we actually, from the Naples United Methodist, we have a food pantry there too. I don't think at this point there's not enough food to go around, and it's an ongoing effort to make that happen. So from my point of view, anything that would help them out would be fine. But I just would like the chance to run it by the Lions Club to see what they say about it. We're a democratic organization.
So here's a suggestion for the board, is we can make a motion and table this until our August 25th meeting and talk about it again. That'll give the two groups a chance to talk. And
The American Legion has a meeting tomorrow night, has a membership meeting at 6 o'clock. Is it possible somebody could talk to them at that point in time, just to?
Would they need advance notice that we were going to attend?
No, I'll tell them. I'll see them and say.
My husband actually is going to make an application there anyway, because he's a
Right,
vet,
right.
so.
Somebody could stop in and just, so they know about it, so they have an opportunity.
Okay.
I too am in favor of all that you can do to raise funds for this.
Right.
I do think it matters what the unit looks like. So I think that should be part of some kind of application process, because we did have something here that was unsightly at one point. So somehow we need to include that in an application.
We have carpenters on our teams.
Great.
So for the next meeting, we'll have letters out to all impacted parties, and then to have that discussion, and then do we need to send any letters to you, or you mentioned an application? Nothing like
I
that?
didn't know if
Okay.
there was an application process for doing something like this.
we don't have an application for that.
So then
But
maybe,
the looks of the building is.
maybe a letter that would have a design, a picture of what you wanted
Okay,
would be great. Is that,
Mhm.
okay,
super doable, thank you.
thank you.
And that would give the Lions Club a chance to talk to their constituents.
Just if I can interject, when we did our bottle shed, we went through a lot of scrutiny and a lot of designs before one was acceptable to the town manager, and I think from the select board,
And
which is fine.
that's why she asked, that they could put their design on their letter and let us know roughly what it's gonna look like. That would be good.
I mean, we're opening the door here to something that maybe
Yeah.
none of us foresaw.
Well, here at some point, you're right, we're gonna have to limit the number.
Right. So what is our direction on that?
Kevin, take that back to the ORC.
Yeah, send it down the line. But I guess with a recommendation, it's very helpful to the ORC. Like, is there gonna be just one unit there that has a term, term limits or, for a year or somebody only wants it 6 months, but I don't know. Like Arlene said, they become an eyesore. They do get wear and tear and they do get run down and, first of all, the guidelines for upkeep and then furthermore, how many are limited to that area so that it doesn't. But, so how do we go about that? I guess it does go down to policy or for that property, I guess, or all town property. Because somebody could come along and say they want to put it at the maintenance building, can we have one over there? Why can't we? And there's no reason we can't say because we've already allowed it somewhere.
Well, one of the reasons that it was taken down out of the dump, and I'm gonna call it the dump, is that whoever had it, there was 2 or 3 different organizations that had it, and they were supposed to be emptying it at least once a week. And it got so that they weren't emptying it once a month. And that's why they were asked to take it out of there, because it was so, I know it's the dump, but it was very unsightly to see it overflowing out on.
So that was part of the policy.
Yeah. And they were
Frequency of
and they
emptying.
were going to do it, and it never got taken care of. And that's why it came
Well,
out.
we do have a facility use application. Why couldn't they use that same application for this? You're using the facility at the American Legion lot, just using the land to put a building on it could be incorporated into one application. We could make this simple.
That could be after that, yeah.
And then, at some point, we decide how many we're gonna have. Do we only want 3 on town property?
And they are going to be kept up.
Sure.
And they're going to be
Well,
emptied.
and
The frequency of emptying is once a week.
And this is an application that can come back in front of the board, June 1st of every year. We can pick a date.
Right.
Get in or get out, right?
Right, add it to the application.
Yeah.
Good call, Teddy. Yeah, because we don't want to recreate the wheel.
Right.
Just tag on to something else.
Should it be a board policy or an ordinance?
Oh, yeah, ordinance,
I'd make it
right.
an ordinance. I'd have the ordinance review work on that, but there's no reason that we can't simplify the one application to make all of this work instead of having different ones out there, But even with that said, we still need a motion and a second to table this until August 25th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Colin?
Aye via Zoom.
5-0. I need a motion to go to executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye via Zoom.
See ya.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.